Hello, this is Waldo, and welcome to my very first movie review. Today I'll be talking about the recent movie that came out, most anticipated one too, the Zack Snyder Justice League. Oh my god, this movie was something I've been waiting for probably since I was back in 2017 when the Josh Whedon Justice League came out. But basically, I'm here to talk about the movie's worth, and is it different, and is it really worth to watch? It's definitely improvement, a lot better. Everything that we saw in Josh Whedon's cut is completely different, and basically a new story altogether. In this new Zack Snyder cut, well, original cut, really. I don't want to go into detail too much. I don't want to spoil if anyone hasn't actually seen it yet. I know it came out just yesterday, so it's still too early for spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet, don't worry. It's only been a day. I saw it when it came out. I even subscribed to Binge, which is an Australian streaming site, basically the Australian HBO Max, because we don't have it in Australia, so I had to watch it on Binge, and about 6 p.m. in the afternoon. This movie is better than Josh Whedon's cut. It's a lot better. This movie right here, that's not the one that we saw. It's not the one that I saw. It felt like it was a 2-hour movie. It was like, and it sort of, to me, it was it was, you can tell some scenes with Snyder's and some that wasn't, and I've noticed that all the scenes that I liked in this version was Zack Snyder's scenes. A lot of the scenes that were funny in the Justice League one, this old one, was actually happens to be Snyder's. The design of Steppenwolf is 100% better, and the thing is, he's not just a generic villain. I actually feel bad for Steppenwolf's character. He's not just a generic, has to conquer sort of thing. And the thing is, he's not even doing it for himself. Darkseid was completely cut from the Whedon version, and this one he's back, which is what I'm glad you actually get to see Darkseid. This is the first time we see him live action, which was freaking amazing. As a DC fan of the animated series, especially, or anything that has even the comics, anything that has Darkseid in it, all you fans would love the design, everything about it. And but yeah, Steppenwolf has an actual personality. You tend to actually feel bad for him. He's still a bad guy. Like, yeah, he does bad things and stuff, but you still have that sympathy of why he's doing those things. He's conquering a planet. He's trying to get the free mother boxes. It's still the same plot, but he's trying to prove himself, basically. And then you feel that why he's doing it. He's trying to redeem himself to Darkseid, and everything with the Batman too. He's not just making jokes all the time. He's being Batman. He's not just a comedic relief as they're trying to make him out to be. Flash, a lot better. He was funnier because the jokes weren't even forced as much. Um, So they made him a lot better too, and he's actually really important to the actual plot of Justice League. Cyborg, and they butchered Cyborg. In this Joss Whedon, no wonder Ray Fisher got so pissed off because they really fucked over his character so badly. They screwed him over so badly in the Josh Whedon version, and now I understand what they're talking about. They literally, there was so much story of Cyborg. We even go back into his history, his past, and you actually start to feel for him and in the relationship with his father. While in the Josh Whedon version, they sort of just brushed through it so quickly just because some janitor just said some exposition to explain what happened. He was given more better story, and he had an actual purpose to why he was in the movie. He wasn't just a side guy doing all this. He actually was the main. To me, he was the main of this movie. He was the center of this story. Wonder Woman basically is the Wonder Woman in the comics in this one. Like, Patty Jenkins done a good job at doing the Wonder Woman in her version, but this one's completely ruthless compared to hers. It's a lot more direct to the comics, especially the darker comics, and I think a lot of you would prefer that one. Notice that Aquaman too. A lot of his comedic parts have been changed. He's not really, they didn't put any jokes on him too much, and he wasn't just, and he's the way he got like his trident was a completely different. He didn't even like, it was a completely different way they done that. So all the characters are good. Everything, like even the chemistry fits better. It actually feels like they are, a team. They do actually have teamwork. They actually work together. It's not just Superman, coming in saving the day and that was it. It's not just that. There's more to it. They actually showed you that they need to be a team to be able to, go against evil and stuff. While as in Joss Whedon's version, they just say, alright, Superman pops up, okay, well, the rest of you guys can just sit back and relax. This one doesn't feel like that at all. It actually feels like you need the whole team, and Superman just completes it basically. I can't talk too much about it without spoiling it, but to be all I could really say is that this movie is something I've been waiting for since before 2017, back in 2016 when it was first announced. It was a big deal for a lot of us, and then when it came out 2017, of course, when I first saw it, I made it the movie to be a lot better than what it really was, because I was hoping, you know, because it was Justice League, I sort of ignored, even if it was really bad, made out that it was better than what it really was. So, this movie, right here, you put Zack Snyder's Justice League next to this, this may as well not exist anymore. But you know what? It's good. If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't even have the Zack Snyder's Justice League anyway. So I think we've got to, in a way, thank Warner Bros. For fucking up, so Zack Snyder actually had his full control. Now the good thing about this is now at least Warner Bros. Might just back off and let Zack Snyder do what he wants to do now. And now that he can actually flesh out a story on his own without having someone else to interfere with it, he can now complete his story. And the thing is, it never was actually Zack Snyder's fault. It was never his fault. It was Warner Bros. Fault. And you know what? It wasn't even Josh Whedon's fault with this cut too. They just sort of pushed him to finish everything and then reshoot everything because they thought Zack's vision was shit. When it turns out Zack done a 10 times better job. So now hopefully this will show them that, oh, okay, he actually knows what he's doing. We fucked up. We should give him more freedom, sort of like how Marvel give their directors freedom too. That's what it should be. That's how it should have been a long time ago. So this, hopefully, now they're in talks to even doing a whole Justice League series now with Zack Snyder. So that's good. So this movie, I give it probably about 8 out of 10. I would have given it a 9 or a 10, but there were some things that I find a bit icky. Some of the music was, a bit out of place, especially some of the flash scenes, and especially the open scene when you see certain characters. It's just some of the music didn't fit for me. So it's different for some people. Some people liked it. I love the Amazonian music. I didn't mind it, but there was some bits I didn't like. So it's just stuff like that. And there were some shot scenes that weren't necessary that sort of dragged it on a little bit too long. But apart from all that, it was a great film, and it was 4 hours of awesomeness. It didn't feel like 4 hours. It felt like I said, 2 hours. So if you are a big fan, but if you weren't sure about it, I'm suggesting just watch it anyway and find out for yourself. It said it's going pretty alright in the Rotten Tomatoes, but who cares what they think? But the audience think it's awesome. It's 97% on audience. I look at that more than I do the critics, because critics don't really know shit. But either way, critics are saying it's pretty good. So a little bit mixed, but 77% I think it is. Again, doesn't matter, but at the same time, at least it's a start for something. And honestly, Warner Bros. Do look at a lot of the critics. They really focus more on the critics side. But now that the critics are praising a bit more, hopefully Warner Bros. Will turn around realizing that Zack Snyder should have been listened to since the beginning. Because we all know Man of Steel was the start of something. There were some things that were taken from him when he made it. When he made Batman vs Superman, that was supposed to be a completely different film. The villain wasn't supposed to be Doomsday. I don't even think even Superman was supposed to die. But the whole thing of him coming back in Justice League Superman, when Superman came back, it was even done better, even though some scenes were the same basically. But there were a lot of things that were done better with him, and his motives to come back were better. And Steppenwolf's motives made sense. It wasn't just a generic villain. He actually had purpose to what he was doing. So basically that was my review on the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie. Like I said, 8 out of 10. Definitely recommend seeing it. I'm going to be watching it a few more times again. until I get sick of it for a bit, until I want to rewatch it some other time. But it was awesome. And thank you to all the fans out there, especially thank you Zack Snyder. Thank you the Zack Snyder fans. Thank you all the fans out there that push for this to happen. Because if it wasn't for those fans, we never would even got to see this cut, and Zack Snyder's vision would never been realized, and the Snyderverse would have never came back. And there's a chance it might be. So let us all as fans just unite. Let's get this movie successful, and so we can see a second Justice League, because I'm really looking forward to see what happens next. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry it wasn't really too much in it, because it's not I don't want to spoil it, so I might make a spoiler down the track, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good one.